The number 14 Fighting Irish of Notre Dame gets set for a conference clash with London Parentis and the number 12 Virginia Cavaliers, live from South Bend, Indiana on the ACC Network. Irish fans making their way inside for quite the matchup tonight. Purcell Pavilion provides the setting for a top 15 matchup nationally. It's the Virginia Cavaliers in town to take on the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. A very pleasant good evening, everybody. Bob Rathman, Mike Jaminski, great to have you with us tonight. They say that style makes fights. Well, we'll find out if this heavyweight matchup lives up to all the billing.
Well, it's interesting in the national polls, Virginia is ahead of Notre Dame, but in the conference, they're looking up at them in first place. This would be a great road win for them, where the Cavs have been awfully tough.
And a great matchup at the point, with London Parentis leading the Virginia Cavaliers into South Bend tonight against Matt Farrell and the Fighting Irish. We'll be back with the lineups and we'll tip it off from South Bend in a moment.
With the right guidance, everyone can be good at life. And by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
History and tradition-rich Notre Dame and the Fighting Irish at home to take on the Virginia Cavaliers. Let's take a look at our Food Lion starting lineups tonight. And if you're a fan of these two ball clubs, you know these guys. Wilkins, Salt, Hall, Shayok, and Parentis for Virginia, Beecham, Gibbon, Colson, Vastoria, and Farrell for the Irish. We are ready for ACC basketball, and G-Man, I am looking forward to this one.
Well, it's interesting to me that not only in the classroom, but on the court, these are two of the most cerebral teams that we have in this league, and I love watching them both play. Interesting to see how this one goes. Who can impose their will on the other?
The offense of Notre Dame against the defense of Virginia. And the Cavaliers get first crack at it. Shayok into the paint. Parentis a bump, but no shot. Clock at 4 from the corner. A made two-pointer by Mariel Shayok.
Well, he has really elevated his play in conference, scoring about 13 points a game. When he has a big number, it takes a real load off of this team's offense and Parentis to score.
Salt with the tip away. Saved. Shot clock runs at 10. Beecham feeds inside. Outside Vastoria, and from the corner for 3, that's too long by Bonzi Colson.
I think if that one extra pass almost got them in trouble. He did a good job just to get that shot off. But this is getting a sense right now of how this game is going to go. First 2 possessions, almost winding the shot clock all the way down.
Inside, a layup is short. Tip is no good by Shayok, and the Irish come away with it. And here's Matt Farrell on the bounce. Beautiful lead to Colson.
Well, that's what Farrell does. And talking to Mike Bray today, I mean, they're not speedsters either, but they want to rebound the ball and run. They want to push the tempo as much as they can against Virginia.
Virginia has been outstanding on the road, particularly their point man Parentis. He's making his 31st career road start tonight at the point for Virginia. His record is 21-9.
Looking for Vastoria to see some time on him in this game as well.
And takes it right to the basket.
Yeah, and they're going to split it up, but they feel like they need to get some size on Parentis, and that's what Vastoria brings. And Farrell has been he's a gritty kid, but you can't let Parentis get to his right hand.
Beecham coming off that incredible 30-point performance against Syracuse last weekend. Shayok in the one-on-one. Vastoria lets it fly. His first three-pointer of the night goes down.
This is such a great offensive team, and I mean across the board. But I think you've got, if you can, try to drive them off the three-point line, and don't foul them. #1 free throw shooting team in the country.
And number 9 in shooting the 3-ball. 5-4 Irish. Hall. Parentis fires.
Hall has had 10 assists in his last 2 games, only 2 turnovers, so he can be a playmaker. That possession, Parentis became a scorer. They ran him off a bunch of screens on the baseline.
Slapped down by Wilkins, an outstanding defensive player. Astoria jumps into the wing. Farrell.
That could be a matchup that could bother Astoria because they've got Shayak on him. Very long arms. He's got some size. He could bother his sight line.
Cavaliers have won 9 straight games against Notre Dame. They've never lost to them in the conference. Turnover. Farrell the other way. Leaves it for Beecham. And this one squirts out to Virginia.
Well, this is what Farrell brings to it, and you see the rush up the floor. Great no look that time, giving his big man a chance to just catch and score, and then Parentes getting to his right hand.
London leading the Cavs in scoring at just 11.7 per game. He's also the team leader in assists at 3.9. Wilkins has his pass kicked, and it will be side out of bounds when we come back. Underway with our top 15 matchup, Virginia and Notre Dame.
Drive, following the play right in, and he's a guy that you have to identify. And one of the things that Virginia very worried about is Notre Dame on the offensive glass.
Colson had 14 rebounds in the Syracuse win, exactly half the total of the entire Syracuse team. Cavaliers have gone over 2 minutes without a bucket, so they put it in this man's hands, and he delivered.
Well, let's see, Farrell getting scored on here early when that defensive change happens and they move Astoria over.
A Notre Dame turnover, 2-on-1 with Astoria back. Shayak lays it in.
Yeah, those are the pick sixes out front. It's the one time that you really see Virginia try to capitalize out there. No way that anybody could get back defensively.
5 Cavs. Colson. Bonzi's got 2 early. In addition to those 14 rebounds against the Orange, 14 points.
4 of the 6 shots early on for Notre Dame have been from behind the arc. Only 1 of 4 so far at home.
Hall in the paint. The runner is good.
And he's the other guy with Shayak who has really stepped it up in ACC play as well. And he had only 1 double-figure game his first 9, but he's had 8 in the last 9 of this season. So the light kind of came on for him.
And he's made it 3 in 5 straight games. We'll look for that as the evening wears on. Beecham. Wilkins clears. Cavs looking for something in transition. Now they'll set things up for London at the point. Cavaliers have such the big week. Conference game tonight on the road. Sunday, Villanova in Philadelphia.
Yeah, what a weekend off in a non-conference game.
Here is a jump hook by Salt. The jam followed by Wilkins.
Salt isn't normally a guy they're going to throw the ball in just for a straight post up that time, but what a great follow by Wilkins. This is a guy they need. I talk about life being easier when Beecham is scoring.
And Beecham put it down out of bounds. Let's take a look at our Carolina Ford keys to the game.
Well, for the Cavaliers, they don't want, you got to get rid of that AARP membership. And Tony Benediris, they're 61-2 when the whole team's under 50 points. So I don't know if AARP likes that, but that's what they need to do. And for Notre Dame, we've seen it here early, rebound and run. This Virginia team in the half court is one of the best defenses in the country. And they don't want to play against it a whole lot during the course of this game.
Kyle Guy is checked in for Virginia. And a travel. So a couple of rare early turnovers for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, both of these teams are spectacular at taking care of the basketball at or near 10 turnovers per game, which is astonishing. But you can see right here, I mean, they're giving him plenty of room, and you see him lift up that pivot foot. A good call by the referees. Just didn't have good. He didn't have good balance on that play, and then you see right there where the teams are ranked. That's nationally in turnovers.
And this foul will go against Darius Thompson. Redshirt junior picks up his first. Rex Pfluger is checked in for Notre Dame.
Gibbs trying to bounce back from a tough game of Syracuse. Didn't score in 8 minutes. 3 turnovers for him.
Thompson clears.
It's kind of the shock truth that comes in, and the 3 of them very good defensive players.
Thompson. Well, he got right there.
That's 2 layups now that Virginia has missed early on.
Beecham. And the Irish dry spell continues. They've gone well over 2 minutes without scoring.
Beecham now 0 of 3 in the game.
Kyle Guy, the Indianapolis native, plays his first collegiate game in his home state tonight. Hall, nice spin move.
Nice spacing, and you get that high brush screen, and you better have some good help showing on that. But he was really Virginia's getting to the rim early on.
Pick and roll with Torres. Bastoria now driving, kicking it out to Beecham.
Well, he's getting some great looks. I mean, it's not like every one of them is contested.
A hard bounce intended for Wilkins, and the Cavs turn it. Pfluger goes cross court. Bastoria. And the foul coming on the Cavaliers. On timeout at 11:25 of the first half. Devin Hall uses the window, and the Cavs are up by 7. 17 New York Life ACC tournament is heading to the Big Apple, and the ACC is giving you a chance to come too. Enter to win a travel voucher, hotel accommodations, and tickets at theacc.com/VIP.
Interesting matchup with Salt and Colson now. See if Bonzie Colson takes him outside a little bit.
Irish need a basket, and in and out 3 by Colson. The Cavaliers have limited the opponents to these scoring droughts, 10 of them 5 minutes or more, and the Irish are approaching that 5-minute mark here. They're down 14-7. Guy firing. Pfluger up high to claim it. Colson against Virginia's tough interior D, and Salt picks up the foul.
They tried to come with a late double team that time after multiple dribbles, but Jack Salt's going to have his hands full if they're going to allow Colson to have that many dribbles. Even though the post up, but the face up right there, see him dig in a little bit late. Ty Jerome coming in and just kind of waving at it. If you're going to come in double team, you have to commit fully to it.
Bonzie Colson.
First free throws for either team in this game so far.
And a miss. This is an 87% free throw shooter.
And the best free throw shooting team in the nation. And this is at the three-point line and the free throw line is where they make their living, and neither one has been kind so far.
So for Mike Bray's Irish, the drought is over at least. It's 14-8.
But this scoring pace definitely to the advantage of Virginia.
Shot clock now under 10. Drawn kick for Guy. Corner 3, no. Rebound, Bastoria.
Right, there's a pick and roll, and that time they stayed with Parente's until the ball got out of his hands. So they're going to try to make other people beat them.
Farrell tried a dangerous pass, and Parente's dropping back to pick it off.
Yeah, you can't have a lot of airtime in the half court against this team.
Cavaliers 7 of 13 from the field. Jerome misses the 3-ball. And Farrell. Gibbs on the drive, and a whistle Foul against Virginia, and we've got players crashing in to the photographer's row under the basket, and everyone getting separated.
Well, the referees need to get in there right now quickly and break things up. Gibbs going with his offhand and then the hard foul from the back, and you couldn't see him. And it just like he looked like he got tripped up in there, that nobody really pulled anybody down.
Shot clock is reset. Ty Jerome with that push. The entry to Pfluger. Notre Dame with 8 points in the first half of this first half. Pfluger couldn't get that step back to go off, and now we've got a foul on a reach-in against Kyle Guy.
After that early three-pointer, Vestoria really has not been a part of the offense. Only 2 field goal attempts in the game. Find a way to get him more touches.
Tony Bennett, the head coach of the Cavs, his ball club, 5-1 on the road.
Really nice quick hitting play that time. Good screen by Colson, and the guy taking the ball out of bounds. Dangerous.
14-10 Virginia. Jerome controls the dribble. Plays to Guy. Short clock for the Cavs. Guy down the lane. Hooks and hits.
See, whenever Salt is a screener, they're almost playing center field off of him. Colson is staying with the guy coming off the screen for multiple dribbles.
16-10 Virginia. Vastoria with a tough three.
That was the toughest three they've taken tonight, and Jerome all over him on that play.
16-13. Parentis works the screen. Pfluger on him. Parentis in a trip.
You know what? It was great defense right up to that point. 7 seconds left on the shot clock. We talked about Notre Dame wanting to get size on Parentis, so Pfluger gives them that, but he bailed him out right at the end of the shot clock.
Gibbon comes in to take his place. Isaiah Wilkins rushes in off the Virginia bench for Tony Bennett. (16-13) Virginia. Salt to the bench. And stepping out of bounds is Parentis. That brings us to a timeout. This is the three you talked about, Mike. Good defensive pressure from the 6'5" freshman. It mattered not. 16-13 Cavs. Mellow Mushroom Pizza. You can download the app and play the Mellow Mushroom 3-point challenge. And ladies and gentlemen, if we can do this, it will be well, I was going to say a piece of cake. It'll be a pizza for you.
We had fun with it before the game, and we won't tell anybody the outcome. I
would like to congratulate you on your first made three-pointer of your career.
I wish I had that line back in the 70s.
Back to business. Virginia 16-13. Farrell on the bounce. Gevin travels.
See, with both centers, with Gevin and Salt, the other team is not worrying about them as a factor scoring. They're both going to be screen and roll guys or screen and rescreen guys.
The 5th Virginia turnover. Cavaliers have shot well. They're 8 of 16. And that's been a hallmark of their success against the Irish. In their last 4 wins over Notre Dame, Virginia shooting 56%. Wilkins rolls it off the rim.
Boy, another missed opportunity. That was a terrific pass by Parentis. On the road, you've got to finish every one of those opportunities you get.
Kevin bangs. Misses halfway in the pipe and out.
Well, you get the sense that the lead should be bigger for the Cavaliers right now. Notre Dame very fortunate to be only 3 points behind.
Tipped pass, 10 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Tonight's coverage of ACC basketball is being broadcast on AFN, the American Forces Network. We welcome the nearly 1 million men and women of the U.S. Army, Air Force, Navy, Coast Guard, and Marines stationed around the globe in 175 countries to our broadcasts. We're proud to have you with us tonight and hope you're enjoying the activity from Notre Dame and a travel on the Cavs.
Shaq trying to get away with that European hop. He's a guy, he can play. The guy had Vestori on him. He can play over the top of him with his size if he just kept his feet together.
Nothing coming easy for the Irish. Colson into the paint. In tight quarters, rolls it in. Bonzi Colson was not going to be denied.
Yeah, fascinating that both teams kind of going small with Colson and Wilkins playing the 5 spot, but Colson's got the ability to go outside, but he's got a knack for getting the ball up on the rim.
Bids for his 8th point. And the Irish have come back to tie it at 16. Virginia 1-2 against ranked teams. The victory came at Louisville. Shaya. Cavs rebound. Wilkins kicks it. Parentis fires a 3.
That's where he's at his most dangerous. This is where Notre Dame, they played that good first shot defense, but whenever Virginia gets an offensive rebound, you can look for the kick out to the 3.
Colson again in the pivot against Wilkins. The turnaround for 2.
I think they're going to have to start to come with a double team at some point in time. The spacing is great, but that's the thing. You've got to respect the outside shooting. Now, right now I may come off of, Beecham, see if he can make a shot in this game.
And Pfluger knocks it out, leaving the Cavs with 9 on the 30-second shot clock.
Here's the look. I mean, it's a little brush screen, but he rolls right into the post. And look at all the time that he has to move. I mean, there's only one Virginia jersey around him, and that's Wilkins. And it's really tough to guard a post defender with multiple dribbles.
Parentis.
Nice help side defense by Colson that time.
Good tough defense that time by Notre Dame. One-hander to Colson.
Well, that's the second time. First one on the break from Farrell to Colson. That one in the half court. A beautiful one-handed pass.
And with that, Notre Dame takes a 1-point lead. Guy for 3. Pfluger rebounds. Kyle Guy was hoping that a return to his native Indiana might get his offense back on track. He's been struggling with his shot of late. Vestoria. Rebound Cavs and Hall. Over his last 5, Kyle Guy 9 for 27 from the field, excluding what he's done in the first half tonight. We're down to 4:07 and counting in the first half.
Guy a double-figure score 1 time in the league.
London Parentis left open and drains it.
Well, he wasn't left open. That Pfluger he tripped. He just flat out tripped. And if there's one guy that you can't trip against,
right,
it's Parentis.
22-20 Virginia. Pfluger tries to get it back. Air ball.
Usually, half of his field goal attempts are threes. He shoots 42% on the year. So you trust his shot. If he's more, Mike Bray needs him more on this end of the floor as a defender, but he can shoot the ball.
London Parentes back irons this one, and it's out to Notre Dame. On timeout with 3 minutes and 10 seconds left in our first half. Just what we thought, tough and tight, 22-20 Cavs.
Because of that man, number 35, Bonzie Colson, able to get out on the run, shows you his ability and his post moves. And this is the one thing Mike Bray has said about him this year. He really worked hard on his footwork over the summertime, and he has been their most effective player, 12 of their 20 points, and they've done a really nice job off of that high pick and roll, either using that directly or getting the ball to him in the post.
Colson has all 8 of Notre Dame's paint points in this first half, 12 for the evening. And Notre Dame trailing by 2. They are 2 of 10 from outside the arc. So you're right, Mike. Colson has really saved them here in this first half.
And they got to find a way to get Beecham going. That story you don't worry about.
Well, this guy's on automatic right now. 14 for Colson.
And he's been a little up and down too. His last 4 games under double figures 2 times, but he's already taken care of that part of it tonight.
Guy's runner. Salt gives Virginia a second chance. Hall around the rim and in for 3. Evan Hall with 7. 25-22 Cavs.
Very quiet 7 points too. Hasn't missed in this game. 3-3 and then knocking down that 3-pointer.
Farrell. Cavs on the push. Parentes drops it. Shayok took an extra step. So the Cavs commit their 6th first half turnover. Rex Pfluger returns. Beecham goes out of the game. Matt Ryan is going to come in now for Notre Dame.
They got Virginia has Salt back in. Now they're trying to throw a bigger body at Colson to see if that's going to wear him down, but all he's done is gone outside against him. Maybe the first team to 50 may win this game the way it's been played right now.
Astoria. Salt knocked it out. Irish with it. Coming up on the Hardy's halftime report, we'll discuss ACC dominance from the Clemson Football National Championship to collegiate basketball. All that. Highlight stats, the Hardy's halftime report. Underneath, Ryan gets the lay-in.
Just a breakdown defensively right now. Tony Bennett really upset with Kyle Guy on that play.
25-24 Virginia.
You should never get a direct pass for an easy layup on an underneath out of bounds play. Well executed by Notre Dame.
Guy, topside 3. Up to the Irish.
Looking Guy trying to atone for it and taking an early shot, but you see the screen, everybody running to the guy coming off the screen and no help on the weak side, and that was Guy's, you saw him standing right there.
Timeout coming at 1:07 of our first half. It's the 35th anniversary of Raycom Sports, broadcasting ACC football and basketball games. Both Virginia and Notre Dame have seen recent success in ACC tournament play. 2014, the Cavs beat Duke to earn their 2nd ACC championship. And then in 2015, Notre Dame held on to beat the Tar Heels to win their 1st tournament title. 2 of many great moments from Raycom Sports.
Amazing that Mike Bray has been here for this is 17th year already, and then Tony Bennett. Look at those last 3 seasons, but the first 2 years in Virginia, Tony Bennett is 31 and 31, and it just took him time to build up the type of program and teams that he wanted.
I will never forget that embrace with Mike Bray for a guy who used to be in this league as an assistant coach, and to come back and to win that on Tobacco Road was some kind of special. Vastoria lays it home.
You know, but Bob, I still think that Tony Bennett will live with Notre Dame playing two-point basketball. You know, he's been able to chase them off the three-point line. That shot has not really been there for them. They're 2 of 10 in the game, so I think that's the reason too why they're not doubling Colson.
Shayok gets to the rim.
Much more under control. He was just a little over-anxious on the break that last time when he got the travel called. But he's got great length, and you can't let him get baseline.
Shot clock is off. 15 seconds to go before halftime. Notre Dame trying to take the lead and a bit of momentum into the locker room at halftime. Colson has been the man. Back irons this three at the buzzer from three-quarter court. No good by Hall. And it's Virginia with the 1-point advantage. Halftime in South Bend, Virginia 27, Notre Dame 26.
ACC basketball is being brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. By Hardee's. By PNC Bank. And by Haviland, official motor oil of the ACC. By Gatorade, win from within. And by Bojangles, it's bow time.
We are back. Purcell Pavilion at the Joyce Center, South Bend, Indiana. And that famous Notre Dame look. We get ready for the second half. Parentis 10, Hall 7. Shayok 6, the Virginia leaders. Notre Dame, it was the Bonzi Colson show in the first half. 14 to keep the Irish afloat. Vastoria had 2 3-pointers, but nothing from Beecham in that first half, Mike.
Well, that's the thing, and he has suffered through some poor shooting first halves and been able to bounce back. But I think Vastoria's the guy. He's got to get some more shots and somehow try to get Beecham going from the outside.
Irish with it as we begin the second half. Farrell looking for a post-up, and now the Cavs come with a double.
And when Virginia usually doubles, they come big across the lane.
And the Irish throw this one out of bounds.
Gebbin's going to have to look out for that because they're going to use Salt to come across, and there may be an opportunity for him to follow that and get a layup or a dunk.
Shayok against Vastoria. Parentis on the curl.
Well, a really nice defense by Farrell that time. He had to fight through 2 screens to contest a shot by Parentis. Pfluger already an early call for him to come into the game.
Pfluger was the leading rebounder for Notre Dame in the first half with 4. So out goes Gebbin.
And except for Colton and Mike Bray going really small now with his squad.
Vastoria.
Yeah, good look. I mean, it was a well-conceived play, and Farrell just drawing everybody in, and they had to run behind for the 3. It was a great look.
And that was the point, G-Man, you were making in the first half about the looks that Notre Dame was getting from 3.
Especially Beecham. I mean, I thought he had some terrific shots.
Hall with 7 on the clock stretches to the rim.
Well, that's just kind of a quintessential Virginia offensive set. Just running the clock down, being patient, able to hit the rim.
Too strong for Pfluger off the window. Salt clearing. London Parentis.
Only 2 second chance points in this game for Notre Dame. Not getting any kind of follow-up at all.
Wilkins with a quick spin and draws the contact.
Play Devin Hall 8 points on the year, but averaging 11 points in conference play. On the jump shot. He's got a strong body. He's got the ability to get into the paint.
Isaiah Wilkins, a 67 40% free throw shooter, averages 6.4 points a game. Pfluger's second foul.
This is the first free throw attempts of the game for Virginia.
Splits the pair. Virginia by 4. Tipped and stolen. Quick hands by Shayok.
Yeah, and long arms too. That's when he can be so disruptive.
Gets in and lays it in.
Beacham a little slow getting back. Nobody really stepped up and stopped the dribble that time.
32-26 Cavaliers.
Mike Ray just he's searching right now to try to find a combination.
And coming up with a big three is Matt Farrell.
This guy I have to honor, 43% from three. Virginia just daring him to shoot that ball.
Ball backs it out. Cavs have done a terrific job controlling tempo on the road. Shayok. Boy, has he been playing well. Coming off the career best 19 last weekend against Georgia Tech. Here's Beacham. Got bumped. And one.
It was funny. Mike Ray was going to substitute T.J. Gibbs for Beacham on that coming in, but he called him back down after that made shot. And maybe this is the one that gets things going. That was a tough play.
Shayok moving under him. First foul. Beacham's first basket. Now his first free throw attempt. And back-to-back three-point plays. One from Farrell from beyond the arc and an old-fashioned three from Beacham. And now Notre Dame's within 2.
That was a zone. They're going to try to challenge Virginia to shoot from the outside.
Salt got his hands on it. Second chance opportunity, Cavaliers. London Parentis. Hall off the elbow. That's blocked by Beacham. Stolen by Wilkins. Ends up in Shayok's hands to Salt for the jam.
That ball just kind of had a mind of its own on that possession. Mike Ravnick wanted a foul down the other end of the floor. But until Notre Dame came up with possession, Virginia kept some players back.
Backdoor cutting! And a lay-in for Farrell and a foul on Virginia.
Well, Matt Farrell generously listed at 6'1", but he plays with a lot of fire, and this is a great backdoor play. What a delivery, too, from Vastoria. Look at everybody all above the free throw line right there. Gives you plenty of cutting and passing lanes.
Second foul on Jack Salt, and to the line, Matt Farrell.
Tony Bennett's going to buy Parentis some time around this TV timeout that's coming up in the under-16 break.
Mike Bray relying on the Jersey boys on that one. Vastoria to Farrell for the pass and the free throw. 36-35 Cavaliers. Wilkins from 15, and this one rolls home. Offense from an unlikely source. Virginia by 3. Beacham. Shayok with just the one foul. 15-footer, no. And it over the back on Polson. A timeout in South Bend. 15:43, and we are separated by 3.
Well, it's interesting. NC State just hanging in there and getting the turnover at the end. The last time the Wolfpack won in Durham was in 1995, and Mike Krzyzewski not at that game either, but a terrific road win for NC State, and Louisville just dismantling hit.
Around the ACC is brought to you by Nicorette Minis. Wake by 3 at the Dome in Syracuse. From the wing, Hall in and out. Cavs in no hurry.
We've got Isaiah Wilkins playing in the middle of that zone.
Out of bounds to Notre Dame. Mike, you talked about the Irish with their three-point shooting. We have not seen one other than Matt Farrell's here. Do you sense any change in the direction of the Irish offense?
You know, I think you have to take your points where they come, and you know, maybe just accept the fact that this is going to be a close game. And you're not going to change your identity during the course of the game. That's who they are. But you can make adjustments, and you know, maybe it takes a shot like that, like Farrell or Best, or just to hit a three and to see the ball going through the basket.
Astoria gets into the paint, left hand, good. What a beautiful move by the senior. 38-37 Cavs.
Yeah, everybody, you know, you have the assumption that he is just one of those standstill jump shooters, but showing you he's developed the ability to get to the rim with the bounce.
In the middle of the zone again, Salt gets inside, has it, rejected by Beecham. Notre Dame could take the lead.
Well, even with that, I mean, look at the transition defense by the Cavs getting back.
Astoria goes over the top, finds Farrell. He'll drive it again. Kick, and it's stolen by Virginia. Darius Thompson in the middle of the hall. No looks at the Wilkins. Gets it off, gets fouled.
You know, that's probably a play that Farrell should have put the ball up on the rim, but it might have been buried. But you know, Salt just didn't elevate enough, and that was a nice help side block by Beecham.
Isaiah Wilkins, 1 of 2 at the line. And puts this one home for his 6th point. Austin Torres is going to give Bonzi Colson a breather.
Both teams sitting at 3-team fouls right now, so nobody in danger of getting into the penalty quite yet.
Diakite gets his first playing time. Second shot, good. 7 points for Isaiah, 40-37.
Wilkins now getting the assignment of guarding Beecham.
Astoria reclaims the dribble. Gets out of a double team. Now Beecham on the wing. Farrell. He'll drive and kick. Astoria fakes, fires. Three-pointer. And we've got a foul coming on Notre Dame. Torres.
Clearly the pull down, we touched about it, that you know they hadn't been a factor on the offensive glass. Notre Dame trying to get there, but a couple of ill-advised fouls. Colson on the one hand, and then that play by Torres.
In the middle, Parentis on the wing, Thompson. Parentis, a three. No doubt about it. Cold-blooded three from the top.
You know, Bob, he has made himself into an elite three-point shooter, and he has got serious range. I mean, he pulls up sometimes and it catches a defender unawares.
43-37 Virginia. Astoria's pass right back in his lap.
Well, how many deflections has Shayak gotten in this game so far?
Astoria again. Now we got a whistle and a foul on the Cavs.
And there you go. I mean, just if you're playing them, and you know, Farrell a little bit late, but still, that's a good 4 feet behind the 3-point line.
He hit that one from the clover.
Yeah.
In his career against Notre Dame, 4 games, averaging 4.3 points. Tonight he's got 13. Free throws coming for Colson. Bonzi has not scored in the second half.
Yeah, he's been quiet. Hasn't been forcing his offense, but I'd say in the last 12 minutes.
Haviland is giving you a chance to attend this year's New York Life ACC tournament. Airfare, accommodations, and tickets to every game for you and a guest, all courtesy of Haviland. Enter today at theacc.com/Haviland. Bob Rathbun, Mike Jaminski back with you here at South Bend, Indiana. And what a game this has been. Mike Bray's Irish on an uphill fight at home against Virginia, trailing 5. 12.5 to go, second half. Thompson.
I would have thought coming in, Virginia would have one more made three in this game.
Ukite taken away. Pfluger. VJ Beecham off the bounce, leaves it short.
With the size and length of Wilkins paid dividends. It shows you the quickness and the abilities. Usually guarding guys in the paint, but now to be able to extend out and get a hand up on that three.
Shayon, nice pass. Good high-low game that time with Wilkins underneath. He'll be on the line when we return. 11:54 to play.
Passion, unity, servanthood, thankfulness. We have 5 of them, but they're everything to our program, and I think they get at the point of your question of culture.
Our PNC Bank coach's insight from one of the very best in our game, Tony Bennett. If he wins tonight, it will be number 250 in his career.
Well, and it took him a couple of years to get all those pillars upright and in place, but he has certainly done it. 31 and 31 his first 2 years. But
hey, if Thomas Jefferson could do it in Charlottesville, so could Tony Bennett. Around the rim and in for Wilkins.
But I just, I was my last few years in the league and his first 3, but you just knew that he was going to be sitting in a head coach's seat at some point in time. His father, Dick, a great coach in his own right up in Wisconsin.
45-38 Virginia. And a save here for the Irish. The drive is good on the reverse by Gibbs.
Well, I just, another deflection, but worked to the benefit of Notre Dame on that play. Went right to Gibbs, and maybe that gives him some enthusiasm now to get the layup.
And that ends a 3-minute drought without a field goal for the Irish. Parentes probing, spinning, tied up, and a foul. Boy, TJ Gibbs was right there with him.
Well, here's the look, and you see right there, and Thompson tried to throw it off of Colson. Sometimes you're in the right place at the right time, and when plays like that happen, it gets a little scattered defensively. People lose sight of their men and lose sight of help side.
Parentes 3 of 5 on his 3-pointers in tonight's game. Over his last 7, he has hit 18 of 32.
I would imagine that he's going to have a lot of company in the last 11 and 15 minutes. I think Notre Dame is going to try to do everything they can to take the ball out of his hands, as difficult as that is.
47-40 Virginia. Cavaliers matching their biggest advantage of the game. We're down to the 11-minute mark in the second half with number 14 against number 12. Matt Farrell's beauty. Colson drops it in.
They've had a lot of success. Again, everybody lifted above the free throw line. A little bit an interesting lineup out there with Gibbs and Farrell out on the floor, but the size of Gibbs, they put him on Parentes.
Thompson fumbles, recovers, shot clock at 13. Possessions, Mike, getting magnified as we come down the stretch. Parentes trying it, dribbled it off his leg and lost it. Cavs get it back, shot clock at 1. Thompson air ball, shot clock violation.
Terrific defensive sequence that time by the Irish. Farrell giving up his body on that play, and with Diakite out on the floor, again, he's a guy you can play off of, especially if he's the screener. You can stay 2, maybe 3 counts longer on Parentes.
47-42. Gibbs smothered. Colson the offensive rebound. Then he lost it. Down to get it. Scramble is on. Still loose ball. Fresh clock for the Irish.
All right, that was an important 50-50 ball to come up with.
From the wing, Ryan. .9:40 left. Parentis had to get over the stripe. Virginia by 5. Shayok. And there's a block by Colson. That was an easy one. Time to look at the nation's top 25, brought to you by the Honda dealers of the Carolinas.
Duke has a big game coming up at Wake Forest on Saturday. And they could have very well lost that Miami game at home, except for a miraculous comeback there.
Changes being made here as Colson exits. Kevin back in. Cavs with 10 on the shot clock. Parentis knocks down another three, his 4th of the night. He has been terrific.
Yeah, and he's their go-to guy. And this last 8 minutes of a close game, he takes the big shots.
Gibbons screens. Gibbs plays across. Pfluger looking inside.
Destorian getting the only starters out on the floor right now.
Pfluger with 4 on the shot clock. Off balance, drills it. Timeout, Notre Dame. 8:51 remaining. A timeout in South Bend. The Irish trying to stay in this one. They've cut it back to 6. Mobile app. Cavaliers by 6. 8:35 remaining. Thompson. Loose. Scramble. Salt couldn't get it. Thompson. And a whistle. The arrow belongs to Virginia.
This has been like watching rugby in the last couple of minutes. People giving up their bodies. I tell you what, there may not be huge numbers for Pfluger on the stat sheet, but he's had an impact on this game. Couple points, 4 rebounds, but some good defensive hands. Getting on the floor. Yep.
Has had more floor burns than threes.
And I think that was an interesting timeout by Mike Bray. He didn't want to wait to get under 8. I think that was more about rest for his starters, to get them an extra few minutes rest. He's going to get another timeout under the 8 minutes.
There is a discussion about the shot clock. It's sitting at 2.
Whether they're going to recycle it right now.
And you can imagine how that news was taken here in South Bend. Parentis brings it out. Gibbs to Hall. From the corner, Jerome heads up, very big 3. How about the freshman?
Well, talk about an unlikely source scoring, but that's what he's majority of his shots from behind the arc.
Astoria moves in, and the foul on the Cavs. This will be on Devin Hall as we step aside with 7:54 to play. We'll be back after this word from your local ACC station. Number 9, North Carolina, Boston College's Kai Bowman was on fire. The freshman scored 10 straight points in the first half to tie the game. His final basket in that stretch, a thundering dunk. The Tar Heels would go on to win a close one, but Bowman ended the day tying his career high with 33 points. That's our Ram Power Play. Ram Trucks, Guts, Glory, Ram. And another look at our ACC standings.
And this is what Notre Dame, I'm sure Mike Bray talked about. Let's drive the ball. Let's go to the rim. Let's slow this game down. Let's get to the free throw line. We're the best free throw shooting team in the country. And that's going to be a sound plan. And then if a 3 opens up, I mean, it's going to tell those guys, don't be afraid to take the shot.
It seems odd to say, Mike, with this much time remaining, but you just get the feeling there aren't a ton of possessions left in this game.
Well, and it's against one of the best defensive teams in the country in Virginia. A 7-point lead is big. They're going to run the shot clock down on every possession from here on out.
Hall, Salt crashes and gets the offensive board.
See, that's a killer. All right, they ran it all the way down. And I think Mike Bray is saying that the ball didn't hit the rim on that play, and it shouldn't have been a reset on the shot clock. But that's just it's a killer when you have to defend that long and you give up an offensive rebound. It almost becomes a football possession.
And the shot clock is going to go down to 1.
That was the correct call, that it never really did hit the rim on that play. Well, there's enough time for a catch and shoot. They're going to set a bunch of screens for Shayok.
He comes off 3 of them. Hall beats the buzzer. Rebound Notre Dame. Astoria racehorse to the other end. And the foul against the Cavs, Ty Jerome.
They're going to be in the penalty now. Notre Dame is going to be shooting, and one more foul for them, and both teams in the penalty.
And with the clock stopped.
Yep. I think this last 7-16 is going to take a while to play out.
Now Tony Bennett has gotten the officials' attention. Mike Bray's out on the floor.
I think what he's saying is that there was a shot clock violation, and he shouldn't have been allowed to advance the ball up the floor as a result of that.
The officials will ignore that, and Astoria steps up. Point number 13. Making his 102nd consecutive start tonight, just the 4th Notre Dame player to crack the century mark and starts consecutively.
Yeah, it's funny you said the Jersey boys earlier. Mike Bray loves his guards from New Jersey. They said they got a toughness and a grit about them.
Noise at Purcell. Shayok knocked off his hand by Beecham, but a whistle.
Boy, but has Beecham been active? How about both of those blocks coming from behind the player? He hasn't let a poor shooting night affect this end of the floor.
Hit the end line.
Yeah, this came straight down.
Shot clock at 10. Guess who? Parentis fouled. This will go against Bonzie Colson.
Here's the look, and it's the guy who's not afraid to throw his body up there. And how about when you talk about all the things? He needs 9 more wins to become the all-time winningest player at the University of Virginia. How about that? For all the players who played there over the years.
Exactly.
All the guy does is win.
Continues to come up big. He had 25 on the road at Clemson, hit 4 threes in that one. Had 24 at home against Wake. This one tipped, and
we'll call a foul on
Salt. Foul on Salt.
Yep. You get free throws. You get one. Probably something you shouldn't go after, but now you're giving up free throws at the other end.
Jack pleading his case, but that's falling on deaf ears. Colson to the line.
Really, the captain or captains are the only ones who can talk. So I think the only guy out on the floor probably gets a lot of latitude would be London Travis at this point.
.87% free throw shooter, Colson.
Missed 2 though tonight earlier.
1 in each half. Front end is good.
So those 2, until you get to the double bonus, this stretch of the free throws in here is so very important to make at least that first one.
6:52 remaining. Short. 5-point game.
They've got, again, the size, the switch. They put Vastoria on Parentes now.
Behind the back, Wilkins. Colson rebounds. Here come the Irish. Matt Farrell sizing things up. Catch and shoot for Beecham. Colson lost the offensive rebound opportunity.
Bob, Notre Dame does not have a fast break point tonight in this game. Just to show you the commitment to transition defense by Virginia.
Steal by Pfluger.
He probably should have waited for some help. That was a very acrobatic move on that play. He's a very underrated athlete, but you got to be sure on those.
And I kept waiting, Mike, for a trailing three in that.
Yep. I think Farrell was upset too about that because he wanted the ball in his hands.
Jerome will hike up a three and hits another one.
How about big minutes for Ty Jerome in this game? 2 of 3 from behind the arc, 8 points.
Vastoria drives it, stripped, picked up by Colson and laid in.
Mike Gray with the timeout.
At the 5-minute, 18-second mark of the second half.
Here's the way it moves. A terrific defensive play. Okay, he shoots the gap, but now I think he just, here's the 2 guys that he's got to navigate through. You've got to pull it back. If you don't have numbers like that, you've got to wait for some friends to come in. And then Farrell, I think he wasn't expecting that shot from Jerome in that situation. He was turning his head to look to see where the pass was going.
57-51, Notre Dame hanging in there without the weapon for which they are known, the three-point shot.
Well, who would have thought that Virginia would be dominating that statistic at Notre Dame's place in their gym?
Crazy. 57-51. Notre Dame has to go on the road this weekend. They'll be in Atlanta. Duke here next Monday.
Notre Dame down to its last time out.
Cavs take their time. Jerome puts up the runner and hits it.
Wow, double figures for him, and the thing is, he's using his size.
59-51. Farrell. How did he get that shot off? There is a foul involved.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, you got Farrell at 6'1", Jerome at 6'5". Pretty nice crossover on that handle, but just using his size.
Farrell on the first and 2, a shooting foul. Gibbon returns.
Notre Dame leaving some critical points at the free throw line.
4:39 remaining as Salt comes in for Thompson.
You're going to see a lot of offense for defense substitutions by both teams. Wow, 2 misses.
An 87% foul shooting. 4.5 to play. 59-51 Virginia.
A 3 here would be a huge basket. Notre Dame sitting back in that zone, but they have to keep an eye on where Parentes is.
Deep 3 again, not this time, but Skying to clear it is Hall. In the middle to Wilkins. Needs help, finds it in Jerome. Parentes. Wow.
Yeah, that's about all that needs to be said. And sometimes on the road you need unlikely heroes, and Ty Jerome has been that guy in the second half for the Cavs.
Farrell for 3. And a foul on the Fighting Irish here with 3:37 to play, and Virginia is up 11.
DC Basketball is being brought to you by Geico, saving people money for over 75 years. By Food Lion, raising standards without raising prices. How refreshing. By your local Chevy dealers. And by Mellow Mushroom.
Bob Rathman, Mike Jaminski back in South Bend, and another Virginia road success story unfolding here. Suffocating defense and an uncharacteristic confidence on the road. You just don't see clubs go on the road and take care of business like Tony Bennett's team.
When you have a coach and point guard connected like that in Parentheses, I don't know if his facial expression ever changes. Just unflappable out there. Runs this team with precision. Now has become a scorer, and they are just so connected on the both sides of the ball, Bob. I mean, especially defensively.
Astoria drives in. There's nowhere to go. The Virginia lead stands at 13 with 3:15 left.
Like an era of resignation over at the Notre Dame bench right now.
Parentheses. Notre Dame needs a quick strike. Beecham trying to deliver. Wilkins rebounds. Isaiah's had a fine night on the glass. That's his 9th rebound.
Yeah, Beecham is, he's done other things, but it's just 1 of 9 now from the field. Offensive foul on Jerome trying to get open.
Tynkovitz his 3rd. Mike Brey knows his ball club is up against it.
This is where championships are built on the road. The teams that usually have the best road records protect home court.
Astoria covered up. Beecham's spinorama. And the Cavaliers with a vice grip on this one. And the Cavaliers are 2 minutes away. Another foul on the Irish on the Wilkins drive. The streak appears to continue. This will be 10 consecutive wins over the Fighting Irish.
Yeah, incredible. And, you look at it, the Notre Dame was 12-0 at home this year coming into this game. So every reason for optimism.
Isaiah Wilkins.
You come into this building and you hold Notre Dame to 51 points.
And take away that three-point shot.
Yep. And I think I don't get into what ifs, but there were some open looks early in this game, Bob, from 3 that were missed by Notre Dame, and I think that deflated them just a little bit. And then plus the fact that they were never able to get out into the open court at all against this team.
Virginia will take a timeout with 1:56 to play. And we can't help but think to look ahead to the weekend for Tony Bennett.
Yeah, it's just got a non-conference off week, and we've heard that the Wells Fargo Center up in Philly is already sold out.
Wow.
Yeah, well, what are we doing this weekend? We're just playing the defending national champion. This is Luke Kennard, who is having a terrific season. Danny Manning trying to get things turned around at Wake.
This will be our next matchup. Duke and Wake Forest Saturday at 3 Eastern time. How about John Collins?
Yeah, very quietly. I mean, people have talked about Ben Lammers as the most improved player, or Matt Farrell, that Collins maybe, look at those numbers, pretty impressive. And Kennard has been kind of the glue, although the last game, he and Grayson Allen came off the bench to begin that game. People trying to shake some things up.
And after Duke loses at NC State, to NC State, the shot is missed and the rebound secured by Jerome. A lot of eyes will be on the Blue Devils this weekend.
Yes, they will. And it's we've seen that the road, despite this game tonight, this was one of the more impressive road wins, I think, in the conference so far this year.
And Virginia takes a timeout just to sub in Kyle Guy. They'll not go to the benches.
He pushes Parentes over and says, all right, you get a minute 26 off.
22 points. Slammed by Pfluger. 1:20 left. Virginia by 13. Thompson, baseline bounce for the jam by Hall. 68-53. Gibbs.
And you know what? And it's going to give a little bit, but I really thought, this Virginia on the year leads the country in opponents scoring, and it's 53. I didn't think they were going to come into this building and pull and do that. That's impressive.
Freshman T.J. Gibbs to the line. Take a look at our Chevrolet performance of the game. He's done it again, folks. 22 points, 5 rebounds. Interestingly, no assists. Yep. But what a job for the senior London Parentes.
Now just 8 wins away from being the all-time winningest player in the history of that program.
(68-54) Cavs. As the final seconds tick away here in South Bend. Virginia is going to go to 16-3 overall, 6-2 in the conference, and 4-1 on the road in the ACC. Guy trying to hit one, and does. A three-pointer for the wing from the freshman from Indianapolis. 71-54.
Virginia scores 71 points. They're tough to beat, home or away.
Notre Dame will drop to 17-4, 6-2 in the conference. And the Fighting Irish, as Mike mentioned, suffered their first home defeat and their 4th loss, all to ranked teams. Mike Bray shakes the hand of Tony Bennett as Virginia impressively comes to South Bend and wins 71-54. This was a 1-point game at halftime. What a job by London Parentes, and what a job by the Cavaliers. And Mike Bray appreciates what the senior did here tonight. Back in a moment.